again, everyone. Mary here at Great Light Rising. Today we're talking about the Kundalini awakening. What is it all about? Why is it such a big deal on your journey of spiritual awakening? Chances are someone who clicked on this episode is already in a state of Kundalini activation. And you may already know that, or you may not realize it yet. Let's get started and help you figure out where you are on your awakening journey. What is the Kundalini? Kundalini is life energy that's believed to live inside everyone. In many ancient traditions, it's described as a she-snake sleeping at the base of the spine, called the lingam in Vedic texts. She coils around the lingam 3.5 times. This number holds deep significance and has several interpretations, but we can think of it as the 3 states of sleeping, dreaming, and waking. And the half coil represents the surge towards oneness in the awakened state. The Kundalini is a powerful energy store, and when fully activated, it connects us to our full potential as humans, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Some people go through life without ever feeling it, but it's always there, quietly resting. In these ascension times, we are here to awaken to the next level of our beingness, and therefore many are experiencing Kundalini awakenings. Hey, before we go any further, if you're interested in this kind of material, please do me the honor of giving me a thumbs up and sharing this episode. Your support keeps me motivated to make more videos. Whenever I receive a positive comment from someone who says I helped them understand something, it warms my heart and it gives me a reason to make the next video. I really appreciate your warmth and your kindness. So what is a Kundalini awakening? As we get into the explanation of what that is, we're going to talk a lot about yin and yang energy. And I know that many of you already understand what that is, but for those who are not familiar, we'll do a very brief recap because it's very relevant. The universal life force consists of 2 primal energies, yin and yang. This is one of the fundamental laws of the universe as described by Hermes the Great as the law of gender. Everything has masculine and feminine energy within it and manifests on all planes of existence. Yin represents the feminine and yang represents the masculine. Every man carries within him the spark of the divine feminine. That's represented by the white with the black dot. And every woman carries within her the spark of the divine masculine. That's the black part with the white dot. As we develop spiritually, we integrate the yin and yang energies within us, bringing them more and more into balance. David Lilly, in his book Healing the Soul, he says, yin is primary, out of the darkness all things emerge. It is feminine, lunar, associated with the moon, the earth, water, the sea, the night, and the unconscious. It is characterized as slow, soft, yielding, unfolding, cold, moist, diffuse, passive, receptive, and nurturing. It's enigmatic, imaginative, inspirational, and intuitive. Yang is secondary, consciousness emerging from the ocean of the unconscious, the light of the intellect emerging from the shadows of the instinctive life. It is masculine, solar, associated with the sun, the sky, fire, the mountains, the day, and consciousness. It is characterized as fast, hard, inflexible, resistant, hot, dry, focused, active, creative, and aggressive. It is unambiguous, rational, logical, and empirical. His book, Healing the Soul, that I quoted that from, is called Healing the Soul, Volume 2, The Archetype and the Psyche. In the context of a Kundalini awakening, yin rises from its dormant position within yang energy, leading the transformation of the spirit from the outer material world to the inner spiritual world. At this key moment in the human experience, Balance is crucial because the rising divine feminine Kundalini energy must integrate with the stable yang-like divine masculine structure of consciousness in order to ascend safely through the chakras. If you are a man and you are not confident in your masculinity, you may feel destabilized or threatened as the yin surges through you. If you are a woman and you have spent a lot of your life in yang energy, as many women did all the way through the 1900s, and even today as we navigate being single mothers, career women, and so on, you may be afraid to embrace that vulnerable feminine side of yourself. Similarly, there are women who have been fully immersed in their feminine side and taught to be quiet, look pretty. They may be reluctant to accept the assertive yang energies that need to anchor within themselves as both yin and yang come into balance, fluidly shifting between one to the other as we respond to ever-changing and challenging life circumstances. So you see, it's not about being one or being another, or being more of one or more of another. It's about understanding when to use your yang energy and when to use your yin energy and how to combine those within you. You can stabilize your yin and yang energies and support the rise of Kundalini energy by practicing grounding and mindfulness and letting go of outdated ideas about what it means to be a man or what it means to be a woman. So whether you identify fully as a man or fully as a woman, or whether you're in transition, in the in-between, a balanced human of the New Age accepts all sides of themselves and is open to receiving all the incoming energies from the cosmos. That's yin, receptivity, as well as asserting to the world your sovereign light. That's yang energy, assertiveness. On a practical level, that can be as simple as accepting help from other people when it's offered, as well as offering help to others when it seems right, and balancing both of those energies. A lot of people are quick to give help, but have difficulty receiving it. This indicates unbalanced yin-yang. When someone offers help, such as opening the door for you or carrying something for you, remember you are doing a kindness to them by accepting that help, and you should not see it as an affront to your ego, but rather the softening of the yin energy and allowing yourself to receive the gifts of the universe in peace and in harmony. So the next time someone offers to help you with something, don't refuse. Don't stand in your ego, saying, "That's okay, I can do it myself." Instead, smile graciously and thank them, and your inner goddess or your inner god will shine through. Let's talk now about what a Kundalini experience feels like. How do you know if you're going through one? Here are some signs that you might be going through a Kundalini activation. First, tingling, heat, or energy surges in the body, especially up and down the spine. You may be experiencing heightened emotions, vivid dreams, or sudden insights. You might be experiencing feelings of connection, of expanded awareness, or mystical experiences. Amy, a 38-year-old female, was connecting deeply with nature in her backyard. Under the stars and the full moon, she suddenly felt tingling up and down her spine, and her face flushed hot. She went inside and saw that her throat was swollen and her face was red. As the sensation faded, she felt deeply connected to universal love and noticed in the following days that her psychic awareness had suddenly expanded. Gabriel, a man in his 40s, was suddenly struck down as though paralyzed by some unknown force. He fell to the ground, unable to get up. When the sensation passed, he realized he was fine, but he suddenly was able to see and feel things, out of this world things, that he couldn't explain. Not all of it was positive, some of it was uncomfortable, and he came for Reiki, which helped to calm his senses and brought him an understanding of what was going on. Once he understood, he was able to manage his heightened psychic sensitivity and focus it on positive and good things. Some of us barely notice our Kundalini awakening. It comes on very slowly, and it might take weeks or months or sometimes even years before it fully unfolds and we realize what's happening. You can't force a Kundalini awakening. It will happen when your higher self deems that your human self is ready in mind, body, and spirit. So don't be afraid, but embrace the experience. It's like a marker, a graduation, an evolution from a place of earthly learning towards a place of spiritual mastery. And it's taking you to a higher vibration and to a more fulfilling phase of your life. If your Kundalini awakening feels overwhelming, know that you're not alone. An ancient text, the Yoga Kundalini Upanishad, says, "When the Kundalini, the mother of the universe, is awakened by the grace of the Guru, all sins are destroyed and the mind becomes pure. The practitioner beholds the unity of all things, and the heart is filled with divine love, merging with the infinite bliss of Brahman," which means divine essence. This means that even the challenges are part of a beautiful process, guiding you to a deeper connection with universal love and infinite joy. Keep going, you're on a sacred path. Again, let me encourage you by saying a Kundalini experience isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it's very slow and gentle. If you have a Kundalini experience to share, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Everyone's experience is unique and beautiful in its own way. Some people say that it's almost like a rebirth of a different soul into the same body. Tracy told me this: "Nothing about me is the same as it was before my Kundalini experience. I feel like I'm a completely different person with different beliefs, different attitudes, and different thoughts. I look back at who I used to be and it feels as though that person is just gone." As the yin and yang energies integrate within you, you become more balanced, less stressed, more at peace within yourself, and able to live in harmony with whatever is going on external to your own inner experience. Things don't bother you as much, and you learn to flow with the beat of your own heart instead of living the life others might have planned or wished for you. It's important during your spiritual awakening journey to find ways to nurture your soul. Here are some things you can do to nurture your soul throughout this activation period. Keep yourself grounded and balanced. You might like to practice grounding techniques or use the yoga breath of fire. Some people like to meditate while chanting Om. Others like to journal. I encourage you to follow appetite cravings that are leading you in a positive direction and release the fear around giving up food that is not good for your body. Many of us are afraid to make changes in our diet. It feels comfortable and comforting to eat the same familiar foods even as we learn that they're not good for our body. So try and release that fear and go with your cravings. Let your body tell you what it wants to eat. I think many of us have forgotten how to do that. Sleep as much as your schedule will allow you. When you sleep, your body is doing its best healing work. To sum up then, the Kundalini experience is an inevitable journey of every soul on earth, whether it happens in this lifetime or another lifetime, because it's a fundamental gateway from the physical material world into the spiritual world of conscious creation in Christ consciousness, the oneness that every soul will eventually return to after its life lessons have been completed. So if you find yourself on a difficult emotional path, or a difficult spiritual path, or a difficult journey through physical challenges at this time, know that your spirit team has your back and you are on the cusp of the transformation from the caterpillar into the butterfly. Remember that the phoenix rises from the ashes of the broken soul, and there is always light at the end of the tunnel. The serpent is the master of the underworld and transforms into the soaring and powerful dragon that lies dormant within until we are ready to claim our power and truly shine our light. It's not for nothing that the dragon features very prominently in some Eastern cultures that understand about Kundalini awakenings and the transformation of the soul. Here I have lots of episodes on my channel about the journey that we go through on our Kundalini awakening or our spiritual awakening journey. This is basically what my channel is about, and I created this channel in response to questions that my students and my clients ask me over and over again when I'm teaching Reiki, when I'm giving Reiki sessions, when I'm doing my biofield tuning. Many people are experiencing the same things over and over. So if it feels like you're alone, you really are not alone. There are many souls going through this right now. So feel free to have a look around on my channel and see if there are other episodes that might speak to you, that might answer some of your questions as you go through this process. Hey, thanks for listening and watching. The world needs more light, my friend. We need your light. Together we can make the world a better place. We don't have to wave banners or walk the streets or march in protest. All we have to do is quietly and gently hold our own light within. This is why I say together we are the great light rising.